Hello everyone, praise God. I hope you are all doing well and welcome to Financial Friday, a day where we get to discuss on matters regarding money. So a sincere apology to everyone. We were supposed to start at 1 p.m. East African time, but for some reasons I was not able to come live as I experienced some emergencies, but I'm grateful to God. I have been able to sort that out and I am here right now. So thanks to all that are joining in. I am so happy to see each of you, and happy new month. This is your month of abundance and of course your month of rest, as the number 7 represents rest. Keep on tagging your friends who are already in the group, and of course get your notebook and your pen together as we are going to discuss on why you need a budget. Gereso Kelvin, you're saying haha, I'm already here. Sure, thank you for being here. Tag your friends that are in the group. As we said, we want to grow together. We want to empower each other. So let's keep tagging. I'll give us like 2 minutes so that we can all be here and start right away. Thank you so much. I'll just put some music in the background. This is a song that is really ministering to my spirit today, and I hope it shall, minister to all of us and set the tone as we get to speak about money. Remember, today is Financial Friday. If you have any question regarding money, feel free to start posting in the comment section, as I will try my best to answer all your questions within today's live session. And again, it is the end of the month and we are going to handle money either from your employment, from your business, from your friends, from your family, as a gift from somebody. So it's better to know what is a budget, why you need a budget, and how you can create one in case you've never created a budget. Yeah, we still have 1 minute, so keep on inviting people. Alert your friends who are already in the group to join this live session. As I said, I'm so excited for today's topic, and of course I'm so happy to see each of you. Keep on coming on live, and get your pen and paper, get your notebook, get everything that you need, get your questions ready, as we shall discuss more about money on this live session. Miss Akelo, you are saying here and ready to learn with everyone. Thank you so much for your support and happy belated birthday. You are such an amazing person in the body of Christ, and thank you for this opportunity to share with people about money on Financial Friday. I really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you so much for tagging all the people in the group. Just to remind us the rules of the group: if you want to ask a question, if you want to give any feedback, please do it in English, as the group consists different nationalities, and we would want everyone to participate and understand our comments, our feedback, our questions. So keep your questions or anything you write here in English so that we can all benefit. So Without further ado, and for the interest of time, we shall start right away. And I would request you, wherever you are, just to close your eyes and bow down your heads. We start with a word of prayer, then we can begin. Father, we thank you for this opportunity once again to fellowship together and get to learn more kingdom principles about money. We really appreciate this moment and this hour. And Father, as we learn about these principles, as we learn about budgeting, may we have the grace to put it into action so that it can transform our financial lives. May you open our hearts, may you open our minds, that we may understand everything that we learned today so that we can be able to put it into action. In the mighty name of Jesus, we do pray, trusting and believing. Amen. So, I would like to take this opportunity to wish you a happy new month, and thank you so much for joining me and other people today for the Financial Friday. As earlier said in a poster that we sent yesterday, today we shall be discussing on why you need a budget and maybe what is a budget, and hopefully I shall be able to answer all your questions that you may be having regarding money matters. And definitely, in case we'll not be able to exhaust everything, you can feel free to write me an inbox so I can get to answer you of this session. To start off, I believe I would also like to apologize for not being able to come live at 1 p.m. East African time, as I had some errands or some emergency to attend to, but I thank God everything has been sorted right now, and we are now able to go live. So wherever you are, grab your pen and paper, get your journals ready. Ensure you tag along your friend. Remember, we said this year we are growing as friends, and good friends tag each other whenever they see something good or something great their friends can benefit. So tag your friends, get your pen and paper, and of course grab your cup of tea or water to get to enjoy. So to start off, I'll give us a small story so that we can get to understand what a budget is and why you need a budget. A lot of us, we have had the word budget in our lives. Maybe you've seen it on the news when various countries announce their yearly budget or quarterly budget, or you've had it in various companies or where you work. You could hear them saying, we are having our monthly budget, or we are announcing our budget for the year. And most individuals, they assume a budget is only for countries, a budget is only for big companies, but we don't take the time to understand that as an individual, you also need to have a budget. You need to incorporate the habit of creating a budget when it comes to managing your finances. I can see Flodami Olano, you are here. Thank you so much for joining us. Betty Peters, thank you so much, Miss Moderator. I really appreciate your presence. So the story for today is, one day I was going somewhere and it was a new place. I didn't know this place, so I had to use Google Maps. And when I was going to that place, since I did not know the place, using Google Map helped me to navigate my way to that place. So I kept on following Google Map. I believe all of us, if you have an Android phone or a smartphone, you have the Google Map application with it. And every time you want to go to a new place, you just put your destination, and as you keep going, there is this robot, or there's this doll that usually speaks and tells you, go right, go left, you need to pause. It tells you whenever you are taking the wrong direction or when you are taking the right direction. So in my experience, when I used Google Map to go to this new place, it made my work easier because I just typed in the destination and I kept following the prompts that the robot kept on telling me. Now, imagine the years when there was no Google Map, like maybe in the 1990s or in 2000, when there was no Google Map. I believe it was very hard for you to go to a new place because you didn't have a map. You didn't have a robot telling you need to go right, you need to go left, you need to walk 100 kilometers. People are really suffering, and a lot of people, usually, I believe they got lost those days. And very few people could afford having a manual map. So Google Map came in place, and it really has helped me and you to go to new places without having to struggle so much. Now, with this analogy of the Google Map and how it helped me get direction, it gave me, it kept on prompting me every time I was going in the wrong direction and advising me to get back on track. The same applies when it comes to a budget. A budget is the roadmap to your financial success. A budget is your roadmap in your financial journey. The same way we use Google Map to go to a place, especially a place that we do not really know, a budget helps you in your financial journey. Remember, a financial journey does not have a specific destination. You cannot say that now my financial journey is for 10 years. After 10 years, I'm not doing anything to do with money. No. We keep handling money every day, every week, every month. So it's a continuous process. And that proves that a budget is also something that you need to have, because it is your roadmap. It guides you on what you need to do with your money, where you need to improve, where you need to relax, where you need to pause. That is basically what a budget is. In simple terms, or in financial terms, a budget is a document where you list your income, your expenses, where you list your income, your expenses, and of course anything else that really concerns or that really needs you to use money. Now, you might be asking, but a budget sounds a big term. It is, it sounds very difficult, but I'm here to encourage us that so long as you are writing down your expenses, so long as you are writing down income that you are getting, it could be from salary, it could be from business, it could be from a gift from your friends, it could be money from financial support from your parents, you note it down. So basically, if I am to give you a simple budget, it will be like I have 3 columns or 2 columns where I write income, and the other side I write expenses. So for example, if you are employed and you have gotten a salary because it's the end of the month, you will write down, maybe you're getting a salary of, let's say, $1,000. So you write down under the income $1,000, and on the expenses you will list down all the expenses you incur. That includes rent, electricity bill, water bill, food, grocery, maybe clothing, maybe if you need to support somebody, you also need to note down your tithes in your budget. You note basically anything that you spend your money on, fun or entertainment, you need to note it in your budget. So a budget is just simply a list of income and expenses that you write down somewhere. Or if you are somebody who likes technology like me, you will use an application. There are a lot of applications that are available either on Play Store or Apple Store. You can look for them. Or if you cannot afford to get an application, you can use simple Excel spreadsheet that is available on Microsoft Word, or you can use Google Excel spreadsheet that is available to everyone that has a Google account. So I believe we now understand what a budget is. I'll just take a break and read your comments. Chris Ouku, very important subject. Thank you so much for joining in. Larison Ngaila, thank you so much for coming in. Shinky Beryl, thank you so much for tuning in. And Miss Akelo, thank you so much for that great comment. So we shall go right away on why do you need a budget? A lot of us keep on asking, why do I need a budget? The budget is just for big companies. You know, we always say, you get to see people, they are glued on their TV stations whenever their country is announcing the government's budget. Whenever your company is announcing its budget of the year or mid-year, you are so keen to listen and find out what's the budget for your department, what's the budget for your company, what's the budget for your church. I believe we have ministers here and pastors and everyone. Even churches do have a budget. Now, why would you neglect to have a budget as an individual? A budget is not a term that is meant to scare you. Rather, it is something that you need to embrace and learn to have it every now and then. A lot of people that I've seen living a financially free life, the number one tool they have is having a budget. Personally, I have a budget. It may be different from every other person, but I understand the importance of having a budget. Financial freedom doesn't just mean you being able to take care of your bills and your lifestyle, but it also means you having a budget and getting to know where your money is going and how you can allocate every amount that comes to you. And did you know, having a budget is part of being a good steward of money according to God's intended purpose of man. So if you are born again, God has really been great to you and has given you sources of income. You rather be a good steward by learning to have a budget. A lot of us, we really assume the aspect of having a budget, but it is part of stewardship. If you do not have a budget, chances are very high you are going to lose money and you will not know where it is going. An example is, maybe one time you had some money and within a few days you couldn't tell where that money went to. It's not that somebody stole from you, no, but it's because you spent on things but you can't account for them. Why? You did not have a budget. You did not plan for that money. So a budget is very, very important. So we'll start with the bottom line for today's topic. Why do you need a budget? Why do you as a Christian, why do you as a believer, why do you as a single person, why do you as a breadwinner, why do you as a single mother or a single father need to have a budget? Number one, a budget helps you to focus on achieving your goals. Remember, when the year started, we all wrote down our goals. It could be financial goals, health goals, spiritual goals, social goals. Now, when it comes to achieving your financial goals, remember, as I said in the beginning, a budget is a roadmap. So when you have a budget, it helps you achieve your financial goals as it gives you a plan. It directs you on what you need to do with money. Remember, money is a very interesting commodity, and some people even say money is a spirit. And for some reason it's true because a lot of people, you've seen them, when they get money they totally change completely. Their attitude towards life, their attitude towards their attitude towards other people, their attitudes towards everything changes. You may ask why. It's because money is a very important, it's a very critical tool in our lives. Lack of money has its own problems, and having an abundance of money without proper management skills will lead also to other problems. So with having a budget, you are able to know, for example, my goal for this year, I need to save, let's say, $2,000. When you have a budget, you'll be able to incorporate in the budget how much you need to put every month aside to ensure that you are meeting this goal. Now, if my goal for the year is to have $2,000 saved, when I have a budget, I'll be able to note every month I'm able to get, let's say, $1,000. To be able to achieve $2,000 by the end of the year, this means that I'll need to maybe save $180 every month. Now I'll note that down in my budget, and I will ensure every month my budget is reflecting this saving goal. So I will set aside that money. By the end of the year, if I am so disciplined and I follow my budget to the letter, I should be able to achieve this goal. Now, a budget really helps us to achieve our financial goals. If you do not have a budget, or if you've never had a budget in your life, I would encourage you to start creating one as early as today. If you really need help or guidance on how you can create a budget, as I said, feel free to reach out to me and I'll be able to help you. Or you can check out our page, Financial Wellness Center, as I always talk about budgeting there. Another thing that you need to note is that there is not too much money or too little money to budget. Yes, a lot in my field, I have experienced a lot of people who say that I'm earning very little money, I can't budget for it. But allow me to just let you know, or to just remind you, that there is not too much money or too little money to budget for. No matter how small that money is, budget for it. You may ask why. This is because, as I stated earlier, having a budget is proof of your stewardship skills. So if you are expecting God to trust you with 1 million, and yet you cannot budget for the 10,000 He has given you, it will be very hard for your prayers to be answered. So no matter how small your money is, no matter how little your income is, start budgeting for it. It will help you, and it will make you to be more trustworthy for more. So no money is too little to budget. If you are a student and you are in campus or in school and you are watching us, that little money that your parent sends to you, or that student loan that the government has given you, start learning how to budget. Budget from it. Don't wait until you start working. Don't wait until you get that promotion. Don't wait until your business is getting in millions to budget. No. Start with whatever you have. If it's 200 you have, start budgeting with it, and it will help you achieve your financial goals. Number 2 is that a budget helps you to know where you are spending your money, and it helps you to stop overspending. I have come across people who tell me, you know what, Sheila, for me, I budget in my head, or I do mental budgeting. Wow, it sounds nice. A lot of us have been victims at some point, because before I really became serious with financial my financial journey, I was part of those people who used to say they do mental budgeting. So you get money, you don't note anywhere, all you do, you'll budget in your head. So you'll say, I need to pay rent, I need to buy this, I need to, I need to pay my bills, I need to support someone. All this, you're doing it in your head. But the problem is, the human mind does not have the capacity to remember every nitty-gritty, especially when it comes to spending. Remember, spending is kind of emotional, and you need to really become a master of your emotions, especially when it comes to money. Now, mental budgeting is one thing that has really affected a lot of us. A small example is, if you are doing mental budgeting, can you remember what you spent on in January? You can't remember. Even last week, you can't remember. But if you are having a budget that is written down, or you're using an application, or an Excel tool, or an Excel spreadsheet, you can be able to refer every now and then and see, this month I have spent a lot of money on certain things, yet other things have not spent money on them. So with a budget, you are able to know, especially a written down budget, or a budget that you use a tool to an application, you are able to know where every coin is going, because you are noting down. Maybe you will note, on 30th of this month I got $1,000 maybe from my business, and on the 1st of July I paid rent equivalent to this amount. I bought shoes equivalent to this amount. So you will know by the end of the week, by just reviewing your budget, you will know, I spent this money, this is the money I got, this is how I spent the money. Another thing is, as I said, it helps you to know where you are spending your money, and it also helps you to stop overspending. Listen, every time you don't have a budget, chances are high you will go overboard when spending, especially if you have a credit card. This is because when you note down a budget, or when you have a budget, you have limits. You tend to have limits noted down. So you can say, in my budget this month, under the entertainment section, I will not go above $500. Right? Now, in case you go to have fun and you realize that in your entertainment activities you have spent $500 maybe within the first week of the month, what will you do? With a budget, you'll put a stop on entertainment until next month. So it gives you the threshold up to which you can spend certain it gives you the threshold of how much you can spend on certain items. For the ladies, most of us, our budget always includes either clothes, shoes, makeup, earrings, you can name it. But your budget gives you that limit that you can go to. Remember, a budget is not something that is a sacrifice. No, it is something that helps you take control of your money. It guides you on how your money is being used, how much money is coming to you, and when you need to stop. So if you have a certain spending limit for a certain item, whenever you hit that spending limit, you have to wait until next month. The same way, when we are driving on the roads, we usually have a speed limit. So every time you hit that speed limit, what do? You have to slow down. The same case when it comes to money. When you have a budget, it gives you the limit on how much you can spend on certain items. And once you hit that limit, you have to wait until next month. So it helps you to avoid overspending, and of course, you will know where you are spending your money on. And the third reason why you need a budget A budget helps you to save money and invest. Now, when it comes to budgeting or creating a budget, it is important for you to ensure that in your budget, in as much as you have the income and expenses category, you also need to have a section for saving and investing. This is because when we want to invest in something, you need to accumulate some money for some time. So, example, I want to buy land, or I want to invest in money markets, or I want to invest in the stock market. What do I do in my budget? I will note down in my budget that every month I have to put aside, let's say, $50 every month. Then on the third month, I take that money to the stock market. So with a budget, since you'll have a category for saving, you will not miss out on saving, trust me. And in our previous live session, we had said that it is important when it comes to saving, you make it automated. This means that you liaise with your bank and let them know that every time money comes to you, a certain percentage is deducted and taken directly to your saving account or investment account. That way you'll be able to maintain the discipline of saving continuously. And again, since it will reflect on your budget, you'll be able to track and know how much money am I saving, and then you can now reconcile it with your saving account statement or investing statement. So a budget helps you to save money and invest. Number 4 is a budget helps you to stop worrying and help you do something about the future. I can tell you a lot of people, and I believe most of us here, at some point we have gone to bed very worried on how you will pay bills or how you'll pay certain you'll take care of certain needs, just because at some point you had money, but since you didn't have a budget to plan for the money, you spent the money wrongly. Now you don't know what else to do. Now you keep worrying, you keep wondering what will happen now. Even when you have money, if you don't have a budget, you keep getting scared, like, I'm buying everything, what will happen tomorrow? You get worried a lot because you don't have a plan. So with a budget, it helps you to stop worrying. Trust me. Personally, ever since I started budgeting, that is a couple of years ago, I have seen my life be transformed. I am rarely having financial worries. Why? Because I have a plan for my money. Every time I get money or I get income from anywhere, I sit down, go to my budgeting spreadsheet, input that amount and allocate it accordingly. So I don't have to worry if I'm going to shop or if I'm going for entertainment. I don't have to keep worrying that my money will end. No, I have already allocated. This is the money for entertainment, this is the money for shopping, this is the money for this. So I don't have to worry. And that is what a budget does to you. It helps you to stop worrying, because you take control of your money. You remind money that you are its master and not its servant. So having a budget is very important. I don't know how much I can emphasize on this, but we have seen a lot of people, you get stressed, you get depressed, you get ulcers, you are getting high blood pressure. Why? Because you do not know how to plan for your money. Thereby you end up mismanaging the funds. A good example is, we have seen a lot of countries that they have a budget, they have the country budget, but when it comes down to when it trickles down to the people who needs to actualize this budget, they don't consider it and they put it aside and mismanage those funds. What happens? If certain money was allocated to build roads, The money is not used to build roads. Instead, they will spend it on other things. At the end of the day, we don't have roads. And we get stressed when you want to travel. So we get worried, we get a lot of diseases because we don't have a budget. I would encourage us, please ensure you have a budget. I believe most of you, the stress that you are having, it's not that you don't have money. It's because you have, every time you have money, you don't know how to plan for it. You don't budget for it. But once you start budgeting for it, trust me, you will see a major shift in your general life, because money, you'll be taking control of your money. The other reason why you need to have a budget, it's a budget helps you to be flexible. Now, I believe most of us, we have had moments or times when your electricity bill or water bill came quite higher than you expected, right? So maybe you're used to having your electricity bill every month coming maybe at $300, but for some reason this month this bill came to $400. So what will you do? When you have a budget, you become flexible by checking which category can I reduce to cater for this immediate change that has come up. Now, as I said, if my normal budget for electricity is $300 every month, and then this month the bill has come to $400, what I will do, I'll go back to my budget. I will check on the categories that I have. Usually, let's say my budget has savings, it has expenses, and it has like the saving category, it has the entertainment category, it has the giving and charity category. So now that my electricity bill category has gone higher, what I'll do, I will go to my entertainment category and reduce the amount I've set for entertainment. So maybe I've set for my entertainment it's $500. What I'll do, I will reduce that maybe to $300, so that this money I cover it on the electricity bill. That way I have become flexible. That way I don't have to worry that, oh my God, where will I get the extra money to pay this electricity bill? Will I have to stay in darkness? Or will I have to now look for a candle? A budget allows you to be flexible. And again, it helps you to be flexible while enjoying life. Remember, as I said, a budget is not there to punish you. A budget is there to help you get to know the various money opportunities you have to help you enjoy life. Life is there to be enjoyed, and you can only enjoy life when you are a good steward of money. So with a budget, it will help you to be flexible. Every time something goes up than expected, you have something that can cover for it. Another example is when you have a budget, I think I didn't mention this. A budget needs to have an emergency fund category. Now, to those that had their budgets with an emergency fund category, trust me, when this coronavirus pandemic came, you didn't feel that much pressure, because you at least have some money set aside to take care of you for at least 3 months. So you see, it helped you to become more flexible when such a pandemic arose. Nobody planned to be staying at home for a month. Nobody planned to reduce their working hours. But since the pandemic came, and you had a budget, it allowed you to be flexible such that you continue to live your lifestyle, your normal lifestyle, without having to feel the pain. So the last category, the last reason why you need to have a budget is it puts you in control. A budget puts you in control of money. We all want to be in control. We all want to be in control of our lives. We all want to be in control of our careers. We want to be in control of our finances. We all want to be in control of something every now and then. Now, remember, as we have just said earlier on, money can be your master or it can be your servant. And how can this be? When you do not have a budget, money controls you. Trust me, it controls you completely. You have seen people who, when they have money in their bank account, they are excited. Their emotions are top notch. They can, they are so happy. Even if they meet you, they'll greet you, praise God. But when they don't have money in their bank account, they become sick. They become gloomy. They become dull. Why? That is a clear indication that this person, money is controlling him. That is an indication that for this person, money has become his or her servant. And how can you ensure that money, how can you ensure that money, I said for this person, when a person is very, very dull, very, sick, depressed because they don't have money in their account, that means that this person, they have allowed money to become their master instead of their servant. And one way you can make money to be your servant is by learning to have a budget. A budget gives you control over money. A budget allows you to know where is money going. You are able to command your money where it needs to go. Just the same way if you are in school, a teacher can command you run and you will run. Or if you are out here, if a police commands you to kneel down, you will kneel down. That is the same way when you have a budget. You command your money. You don't let it command you. Apologies for that. Somebody called me. Just a second. So sincere apologies for that. Somebody just called me. I've handled that. As I said, when you have a budget allows you to take control of your money. You command your money where it needs to go. You tell your money what it needs to do for you. Simple example, if I have gotten $1,000 today, with my budget, I'm able to tell this money, 10% will go to God, 20% you'll go to my saving account, 30% you'll go to my rent, 15% you will go to charity, 5% you will go to entertainment. I am controlling money. I am commanding it on what it needs to do. But if you do not have a budget, what happens is that when you get money, the same example, when I get $1,000, if I don't have a budget, what happens? Number one, I'll start buying everything that comes in my mind. If I've always wanted to go for a vacation, I'll go. If I always wanted to buy this, I'll buy. By the time I notice, I even don't know where that money went. I start getting worried that the $1,000 is diminishing. You've seen people when they go to a shop, maybe they want to buy something, and as they continue to buy, they have calculators, mobile calculators. Now they keep on, keying in, I have bought this 200, I've bought this. That is a clear indication that this person is being controlled by the money, because they fear that the money will end. But when you have a budget, trust me, you take control of your money. You walk into that shop with all the confidence, knowing that I have allocated this amount of money to buy this, and I'm going to do that. You don't have to keep on having a calculator in a supermarket. You don't have to keep on having a calculator, everywhere, just because you have money. So with those reasons, I believe those are enough reasons why you need to have a budget. I think I had written some notes here on my gadgets, and yeah. So when you have a budget, you are able to become you're able to make money your servant instead of making it to be a master in your life. So with that said, if you have, I'll be taking any questions that you might be having. If you have any money questions, this is the time you need to write them down. I have tried my best to ensure we have at least 10 minutes so that I can answer all your questions and get to read your feedback right now. So if you have a question, ensure you ask right away, and I will be more than happy to answer you. Remember, as I said, a budget is not your enemy. A budget doesn't mean you are sacrificing your life, but a budget is a roadmap. It's a plan for your financial journey. A budget allows you to navigate and create more opportunities for money, so that you can get to enjoy life while being a better steward of what God has given you. So Vivian, okay, Chris, you are saying a very important subject. Thank you so much for tuning in. Vivian, thank you so much for joining us. Isaac, you're saying the spirit behind money is mammon. Correct. The spirit behind money is mammon, and a lot of people have fallen into this spirit, and that is the spirit of mammon makes money to dominate you. Remember, as a believer, God is our soul. God is the one who controls us. Then we exercise dominion by taking control of money, and not the opposite. As I gave you the example, if you are one of the people that once your bank account has a certain amount of money, that is when you are happy. That is the day you will pray for 12 hours. That is the day, even if you meet with a fellow believer, or if you meet with people, you are so energetic. And when your bank account reflects some deduction or some lesser amount, you become sick, you become gloomy, you become, even some people will say, I'm depressed. And you ask them, why are you depressed? I don't have money. That is an indication the spirit of mammon is getting hold of you. Remember, God gave us the power and dominion. He actually said, go and dominate over. And one thing you need to dominate over is money. And how do you have dominion over money? Is by having a budget, so that you can control it instead of allowing it to control you. Fridaus. Wow. That's an interesting name. Fridaus, thank you so much for tagging your friend. I hope he or she has benefited from this. James Sifuna, you were saying a very important subject. Thank you so much for following, and I hope you have learned something. Chris Ouko, we need more of these talks or presentation. For sure, we really thank our admins, Mr. Diane and Mrs. Akelo, for giving me this opportunity. I personally am always excited to come here on Friday and help us learn more about money, and I believe we shall also be able to have other sessions with other people who have been empowered in other areas, so that we can keep on growing. Beatrice, I'm 45 minutes late. Yes, you're 45 minutes late, but for sure you can get to rewatch this video afterwards and of course ask your question. But right now, if you have any question regarding budgeting or how you can budget, feel free to ask right now. Chris, you're saying, how do we copy with ever dwindling commodity prices in our budget? It's the one thing that discourages people from being consistent in budgeting. Chris, thank you so much for your question. When it comes to budgeting, there is the aspect of most budgets get affected by inflation. Inflation is whereby the purchasing power keeps on reducing, the purchasing power of money. Now, what you need to do is always allocate plus or minus 10% in your budget. What do I mean? What I mean is that if your budget, like let's say your budget for this month, the total expenses have totaled to $1,000, ensure you have at least 200 extra put aside, just in case whatever you are going to buy, you find the price has gone up. As I said, a budget allows you to be flexible, and one way of being flexible is you will have an emergency category, because you might, like for example, we are in the beginning of the month. Maybe you've sat down, you've wrote down all your expenses, but by 15th of the month something happens. Maybe you get sick, or maybe a relative is in a dilemma and needs financial support. You won't tell your friend or your relative or that situation that, you know what, my budget is so rigid, I can't help you. No, you will need to step in and help. That is where now you need to have an allowance in your budget, or ensure you have an emergency fund. But I encourage you to have the allowance side, the 10% or 20% allowance. This is because sometimes, like it happened to me last month, in my budget I had written a certain amount for a certain item, but when I went to the shop, I found that that item, the price had gone higher, and it's an item that I really needed. So what I did, since my budget had an allowance, I still was able to buy it and still be within my spending limits for the budget of the month. Keep on asking your questions. It's the question hour or question time. We have like 5 more minutes before we end this live session, so bring in your questions. If you have anything that you feel that you need assistance when it comes to money management, this is the time for you to write on the comments. So as we keep on writing our questions, I would also just like to encourage us, if you are struggling when it comes to managing your money, if you are struggling when it comes to creating an investment plan, or you don't know what to invest in, or if you are in business, then you feel like your business is not really performing as you expected, I would encourage you to visit my YouTube channel. I think I will attach the link. I have done a lot of videos there on money management, investment, and business management. Go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, and watch those videos. It's absolutely free, because I opened that channel to help especially the believers, because we really are suffering because of lack of knowledge. So head over to my YouTube channel. You'll get more videos, a lot of videos about money management, investing, business management. Get to watch them, share any video that blesses you, and most of all, subscribe. Chris, you're saying, any advice on spontaneous purchases, especially those on offer? My advice is ensure you have a shopping list. Once you have a budget, remember, a budget is a roadmap in your financial journey. It tells you that this is the money you are getting, this is the money you are spending on this and this. When you go to shop, be it in a supermarket, be it you are going to shop for your clothes, be it you are going to shop for someone, you want to bless someone, always have a shopping list. Now, shopping list helps us to avoid doing spontaneous purchases, or what we call impulse buying. Maybe just to explain what is impulse buying or spontaneous purchase. It happens, for example, you go today to your supermarket. Maybe you are going to buy milk and bread. But once you get to the supermarket, you find that cooking pots are on offer, especially the non-stick pots. You find that they are on offer. Now, what do? Or even find something like ice cream is on offer. Remember, you went to buy milk and bread, but since you found them on offer, maybe they are half price. You say like, you know what? Let me first buy this on offer. I'll buy milk and bread next time. But when you have a shopping list, trust me, you will go to a supermarket, pick what you want as per your shopping list, then get out. But of course, let me highlight this. It doesn't happen overnight. I remember when I started embracing going to do my shopping with a shopping list, it was difficult at first. It was hard. But I kept on doing it. I kept on repeating. Every time I'm going to a supermarket or any shopping, I have a list. And with time, it became part of me. Like right now, if I want to go to a supermarket, I sit down at home, write everything that I need. Then when I go to the supermarket, I will pick what I want and go back home. So ensure you have a shopping list. Every time before you go to do your shopping, monthly shopping or weekly shopping, or even if you're going to buy, clothes or shoes or anything, have a shopping list. And a shopping list is not created when you're in the shop. You create a shopping list while at home. I've seen a lot of people, like, they are walking around, then they get in a supermarket, then they're like, okay, let me create a shopping list while inside a supermarket. You won't do it. You'll fall in the trap. Remember, in a supermarket, especially supermarkets, what they do, they put the products that are not fast moving in front. So for example, they've realized maybe ice creams, people are not buying ice creams. What they will do, when you enter the supermarket, you will find that on their layout in the front line, they'll put all the ice creams flavor. So if you are going, and then the things that you really need, like milk, they'll put it at the farthest end. So when you get in the supermarket, what you see first is ice cream, and immediately you'll buy it, forgetting that you're supposed to buy milk. So by the time you walk around to get to the milk section, you have seen ice cream, you've bought it, you've seen maybe cooking pots, or maybe you've seen that nice dress on offer, you've added it on your cart. By the time you reach to the milk that you needed, you've bought things you didn't need. So have a shopping list. With a shopping list, I'm not saying that your eyes will not see them. It will see them, but you'll have discipline over time. So I believe that's the end. We have exceeded with 2 minutes. Yeah, we have exceeded with 2 minutes. So if you have any other question, feel free to ask after this live session. And again, if you really need more personalized guidance, or you have something that is different from budgeting but relates to money, you can send me a message on my inbox, and I will be more than happy to guide you and be able to be of assistance to you. Meanwhile, you can check out my Facebook page, Financial Wellness Center. Go through the page, check the posts that I've done there, check the live sessions I've done there, and I believe by watching those videos, by reading those posts, you will get to acquire some money skills that will equip you to be able to have a financially free life. Until then, God bless you so much. Keep on staying safe, keep on praying, and most of all, let us keep on checking on each other. Send somebody that, how are you doing? Check on them, check on your friends, check on the people you know here in the group. And if God has really blessed you this month, be generous. Give to those that don't have, support those that don't have, even support your family members that may have been affected by this pandemic negatively. By doing that, you are doing what God really wants us to do in this world. So until then, God bless you. Have a great day, and let's keep being financially healthy.